Hi everybody, what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to construct or calculate for a simple linear regression. And our main goal is to get the correct numbers for the linear regression equation, which should be this right here. And what a linear regression does is basically it tries to predict what might happen in the future based on collected data. And in this case, we're looking at the ACT tests, achievement test. Some of you might have taken this test, to grade point average, and these are the two variables. So we want to see if on the x-axis the ACT test will help predict college freshmen's first semester's GPA. And okay, so now there are several ways that we can do this, because we want to get to this equation here. First, we can we need to see what the type of relationship there is. So I'm going to go to the correl command, which is for correlation. There it is right there. All right, it's asking me for array 1, no labels, and then comma. Ask me for array 2, and again, no labels, close parentheses. Alright, this is your correlation number. As you can see, I was able to match it, which is a strong positive correlation between the two variables, which means maybe ACT test can predict college freshmen's first semester GPA. Okay, now we want to get the square root. So I'm just going to type in RSQ, and there it is right there. Alright, it wants to know the y numbers that on the y-axis. And now it wants to know the x. Okay, I'm going to close it. And there it is, the r square number, which means that 78% of the y can be explained by the linear relationship to x to the ACT. And we want to get the slope. So we type in slope, and there it is right there. Alright, again, it's asking for the y, comma, it's asking for the x, comma, close it. And there it is right there. Now, this number will be used in the equation. That's the number you can use for the equation. Now we want the intercept number. And again, it's asking for y, comma, x. Oops, let's get the correct x in there. Number, don't want to give the information. All right, good. And 72.118. That's another number you're going to need for the y-axis. In your readings, please read about the slopes in the intercept, the meanings of them. And we want the standard error. So I'm going to type in ST. And there it is right there. Alright, again, it's asking for y, comma, x. Close it. And there's your standard error, which means there will be at least 19% errors based on the two variables that are there. You can read more about that in your readings. All right, that's one way to get your numbers. Another way is to do a scatter plot. So I want to do a scatter plot. I always like to have a visual representation. All right, so I'm going to go to in this case, I'm going to go to recommend. There's your scatter plot right there. I'm going to say OK, and here it is. So let's bring it down here, and I'm going to fix this up a little bit. First thing I want to do, I want to get a trend line in there. So here's the trend line, and the trend line also, once I click, it will display the same equation for your linear regression, and it will also give you your r squared. So it's another way to get the equation and get the r square. Let's see if I can move this over here. And I want to make sure that those are labeled. I can even put a legend in there. I don't want to put the legend in there. And I can close it because I need to label, put the proper labels. This is GPA, and this I can just say scatter plot, and this down here for the x-axis. Oops, there we go. I can put ACT. So that's your labeling part. And okay, I'm checking over all my other options. That's fine. Okay. I always like to explore. Okay, I'm satisfied with it. Now, that's another way to get your equation in your R square. Now let's do it another way one more time. Let's go to the tool pack, and there is a regression command right there. I'm going to say OK. Now, I need to put my y-axis information in there first with label. And for this particular, you will notice that the alpha level is 0.01, so I got to change the confidence level to 99. This will give me a lot more numbers. And my output, let's make sure that I did that correct. Always go over your work. Alright, now I got to find a spot. Let's put it right here. And that's all I need to know. Alright, if you look at this, we're concerned about, this is your descriptive numbers up here. If you notice, the R, multiple R, which is your correlation, is the same. Your R square is the same. Standard error one is the same. So that's just another way. And again, we're looking for the equation, and here are your numbers for the equations. Now, just to give you a point, if you ever come up with a p-value, this would be the p-value. If you click into it, go to Format Cells, go to Numbers, and just go to Number here. That will convert that into, and you can do that with this one right down here too for the t stat. Okay, very good. By switching to the 99 confidence level, it gave me confidence limits for 95%. It gave me for 99%, in case you ever need to report the confidence level. Alright, so basically what you do then, once you have your equation, then you can put a number in for your equation, because we want to see if x will influence y. So by putting an ACT score of 20 in this case, that would be placed in the x category, in the x parentheses right there. And here it's further with the equation. And then once I do the multiplication, remember, parentheses first, multiplication, then I could add the number here, 0718, to the x number. And what it says, if a student with an ACT score of 20, more than likely predicting their GPA after the first semester is going to be 2.1818. So it's I take it it's in the C category. And let's check it over one more time. Intercept to intercept, it's the same. 0.05. Your slope number is the same as that slope number. And there's your R square and so forth. That will be over here. Alright, so that's how you do a simple linear regression. I gave you 3 different ways to do it. Figure out which way is best for you. There's also practice problems that you can do where I already gave you the answers. Now we'll see if you can construct the linear regression linear regression equation, the 3 different ways that I got it. Alright, well, have fun doing this. And that's what I have to say. This is Dr. Chasen signing off.